Hello, everybody. Everybody, hold on. Let me give these guys some time to jump in there. I am Nick George, your founding executive director of The Listening Inc. It is a Monday morning. And if you know anything about us, we've been building up to this for weeks, months, some would say years. I don't know who they would be, but they may say that. But we are here, and this is our first week of our Freedom School summer. We have been out for a year, but we back. We got some stuff to claim in terms of this community space, and we're looking forward to it. This one is going to be a little bit different. This is just for the families, parents, but if you're not, connected with us, this is also a great way to kind of get involved with what we do with our program. If you are a parent and your scholar is attending our Freedom School program throughout the summer, you can join us with this live broadcast. If you're not able to do it live and you got a job like a lot of us do, don't worry about it. This will be a recording that you can come back to this evening just to get a little bit familiar. All right. I'm going to be bringing in some guest hosts to join us. I don't know of a name for this thing yet, but if anybody does have a name in mind, just drop it in the comments section and I'd love to see it. Jumping in to join us, we have somebody that most of you guys probably already know. She has been rocking with us since our first summer. Please make some noise from where you're at to Miss Rox Cruz in the building.
Hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Oh, yes, it is a Monday. It is the first Monday. We're doing it a little bit different this year. Rox, why don't you tell the people what we're doing differently with our weekly setup?
Everything's a little bit different this year. We are happy to say that we have an in-person program this year, except it's going to be Tuesday through Friday for scholars in person, and then 8 a.m. until 1:05 p.m. They're still getting breakfast. They're still getting lunch. They're still getting IRC and afternoon activities. It's just going to be condensed into a tight little ball.
Squeezing all of that awesome into a nice little package, nice little container. Now, one of the things that we did last year that I had the honor of facilitating was our family engagement dinners. This was a time to do it a little bit differently. Summer programs are usually focused on just the kids, and that's awesome. That's amazing. But one of the pillars of this program is include the family in it, invite the community to being a part of what we do. So instead of trying to place an additional burden on families to come all the way out here, be out here from wherever they're at, we're going to bring it to you, right? We're going to bring it to you. If nothing this pandemic has taught us is that we can bring it to you and make it easier for all the people involved. So every Monday at around this time at 11 a.m., we're going live. We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to try to be gracious of your time as well as ours to make sure that everyone has what they need and have some fun with it along the way. So we're looking forward to that. We hope that you guys are able to join us, but we're going to keep this train moving regardless. Now, there's a few of us that are going to be on this call. I've already introduced you guys to Rox, but I want to introduce you guys to another fantastic person that is a part of our team. She is joining us all the way from Connecticut, and slightly weird if I do say so myself, but that's why she's on the team. Make some noise for Allie. Did I embarrass you with that?
No, it's true. Malia the other day was saying, literally just stared at me and said, "What an odd human being." Yeah, it's true.
Hey, we're all kind of weird, and that's why we're rocking with this program. For all the millions of people, and by millions I mean like 4, watching us right now, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you're excited about this summer?
Absolutely. So I'm Allie Bonilla. I'm an upcoming senior at the University of Lynchburg. I'm majoring in English with minors in secondary education and political science. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut, but really, really love the Virginia area. I work at Lynchburg Grows as well, and I'm really glad to be part of the listening. Post-grad, I'll be a teacher in North Carolina for Teach for America, and I'll be there teaching high school English, so I'm really excited. But short term, I'm really excited to see how Freedom School works. I'm so excited to get to know all the kids and just be really, really excited about reading. So that's my tidbit on me.
That's awesome. I hope that everybody can appreciate how calm all of us are being in this space right now, because typically it's turned up in the morning whenever we start something off. Harambe kicks it off. I see all of us have the sweat gone. We had some time to cool down from this morning's Harambe. Ali, in your experience, because like you're jumping into this thing, what is your first impression of Harambe? Like if you had to get families or scholars kind of eased into it, how would you explain it?
Ooh, the best way to start my morning. I don't drink coffee, but if I did, I likely wouldn't need a cup of coffee. It's just like so anti like the usual classroom. You're not just standing up and like doing roll. You're like
Mm.
physically getting involved. You're excited about the day. You're interacting with all your peers. All the other SLIs are so excited and happy to get everyone else involved in Harambe and hear everyone else and see them do the chants and cheers. So I really I couldn't envision a better way to start off my day at
Ooh,
all.
that sounds like an endorsement to me. And it's every morning. Now, while that is the same every morning, every week we have a different theme for every week. And since this is week one, Miss Rox, why don't you let the people know what this week's theme is going to be?
This week is I can make a difference in myself. And so we try to really focus in on how our scholars can only control themselves, but also how they can become better through like mindfulness techniques or understanding what their own triggers are, being able to process through their own emotions. And this is actually one of my favorite weeks of the whole program because I think it really does all start within with them. Well, with everyone, really. And you really can't figure out efficiently how you're going to help other people or help the world until you figure out your own stuff, right? We got to get our own junk under control before we can ever help anybody else. And so I think that a lot of our middle schools and high schools are really good at teaching math and are really good at teaching reading. But when it comes to like teaching kids how to process through things that they're going through, teaching them how to communicate effectively or advocate for themselves, I think that that's not really something that we're doing much of in the schools. And so this is the place to do it. And I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things about this program that I think allows us to stand out in that way because we're not, just going through these books, reading, here, write an essay or a book report or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, it's so helpful to be able to process that in community. Speaking of community, this week's book is a big one. It's heavy when you have that conversation about self. It's not all rainbows and unicorns and that. I don't know, what do happy people talk about? I don't know. It's not easy, but it is a conversation that needs to be had. Rox, I'm sure you remember our last summer when we were going through these books talking about, for example, gun violence, and it was made very real for a lot of our kids and a lot of the challenges that they know, even here locally in Lynchburg. Ali, I know that your level three scholars are going through this week's book and managing to navigate that. You mind telling people a little bit about our week one book for level three?
Absolutely. So the week one book is called Chess Rumble by Gregory Neri. And it's one that I'm happy that we're doing. I'm really glad it's the first book we're doing. In our training, when we were discussing what we were planning for these activities, I was only nervous for this one because it is in the week that discusses how you can impact yourself. And it deals with themes of loss and dealing with emotional loss. And I won't spoil the book. I promise, Nick, I wouldn't. But an important aspect of this book is that the main character suffers a loss within their family. So it hit home a little bit reading through it when I was planning curriculum, just because if you know anything about the community at the University of Lynchburg, we had a student, Sean Williams, recently pass away. He was one of my really good friends. He was also in the English major, and we're a really tiny major, so it wasn't like you couldn't know him. Like I was with him like hours before we found like the unfortunate day, and it's really hard, but I think that I'm excited to get to process through these emotions and communicate what I know now in my 20 years of life to people who still might like have a ways or have dealt with loss in different ways. Because it doesn't have to be something massive like the physical loss of someone. Like middle school and high school, you're losing friends, friendships, pets, like relationships. Everything's just changing. It's a really awkward period of your life. So getting the skills that you need to manage, like, how do I deal with this person not being there in my life anymore, whether it be like physically or just emotionally?
Mm-hmm.
How are we getting through this and making sure we're doing it healthily?
Right.
So, really
Right.
excited.
And that's definitely key. And you really hit the nail on the head. You know, there's a reason why we have chosen for our program to focus on middle school and high school age kids, you know, because they're at that point where life gets super awkward, but also super real. And if there isn't a space for them, you know, for our scholars to be able to talk about these very real things, we're leaving them open, and we're missing an amazing opportunity to engage with them. And if anyone out there knows the listening, our mission has always been to engage, change, and save lives. So I'm excited for this week's book. I'm excited for Allie and all the rest of our servant leaders who have been training so hard, training so hard to not just have fun in Harambe, right? But to get to the point and the mission of this program and really serve our community in an amazing way. Now, each time that we do this in the morning with our families is not going to be long, but we would love to engage with them. So if you are a Freedom School family, please engage with us at this time. You know, whenever you see us show up, Mondays at 11, the comments are open. We'll answer any questions that you have. We'll let you know, for example, what this book is like, because this is a great opportunity to kind of prep your scholar, let them know that, hey, this is the kind of stuff that they're going to be talking about. So show up, you know, in a real way as you are. You don't have to be anything other or anything different than exactly who you are. This morning's, what do we call this? We call this like a family chat share or something, or I don't know. I'm usually good at names, but
Freedom School family meeting.
Freedom School family meeting. There it is. Freedom School family meeting. Each week is going to be a little bit different, and we're going to have a different servant leader up each time. But we're excited to share space with our families. But this week's going to be kind of short because we got to get ready. We got to get ready. Can't be slow, can't be slumming. Why not? Why not? Because the kids be coming, and they're coming tomorrow. So for all the rest of our families, we will see you guys at 8 a.m. in the morning. Get ready to look at us awkwardly and get loud. It's going to be a good time, though. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to us. In the meantime, you all be well. Wash your hands. Miss Rocks Cruz, yes, question for the people.
Not a question, but I just want to make sure that families know if your child is not vaccinated, they need to come with a mask. If there are some health issues that we need to talk about, then we can talk about when they come. Make sure you send your child with their paperwork tomorrow, because we want to have all their information as soon as they get here. I am so sad that we couldn't have a parent orientation or like a family orientation, or that we're not doing the family dinners this year. Because that one-on-one contact with the families means everything to me. I feel like I learned so much more about the scholars that way. But any information that you think would be pertinent to us, you can always email me at coachroxcruz, CRUZ, at gmail.com, and just talk to me. I am here. But yeah, send the masks, send the paperwork, unless your kid is vaccinated and they've been vaccinated for 2 weeks. That's Randolph's policy, and so we are respecting that space and we're honoring their policy. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. And shout out to Randolph, man. Shout out to Randolph for rocking with us and you know, allowing us to partner with them as we both collectively work to serve the community. Teamwork makes the dream work, and we couldn't do this by ourselves at all. Appreciate y'all for real. Once again, we are the Listening's Freedom School program. If you have questions for us, just shout us a holler. Pay attention to our social media. We'll be giving out updates accordingly. And our website is welcometothelistening.org. Thank you, Miss Rocks. Thank you, Miss Allie, for your time today. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.